Good morning, everyone. Okay, so we've actually got a ton of nice gappers today. You can see I built this watch list thus far. There's CLBS, which has a really crazy move from 661 all the way to 1122 right now. Probably the biggest gapper in the market. But there's a lot of other gappers as well. Whoa, sorry, I had to mute my computer. Um, But there's a lot of other gappers as well. You can see HJLI gapping up from 460 to 528. CLPS gapping up from 1076 to 1495. LTBR gapping up from 105 to 160. There's NAKD, TOPS, MBRX, uh, FRED. So a lot of gappers this morning, a lot of volume for a Wednesday. And so the market's looking pretty good. Hopefully we get some decent setups today. Let me check back with everybody here. Good morning, Missouri. Good morning, Juan, Salty, Bitcoin, Randy, John, TJ. All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and post my watch list to the chat. There's my watch list thus far. Let me see how many of these are actually tradable. All right, so LTBR is tradable. CLPS is tradable. HJLI is tradable. CLBS is not tradable. This one's the frustrating one. This is the one I really kind of wanted to trade, and it's just not tradable. That's frustrating. NAKD is not tradable. FRED is tradable. CLSN is tradable. They still haven't added ASTC, so that's not tradable. MBRX isn't tradable as well, and TOPS isn't. So about half of my watch list is not tradable today. I still have a few decent options. Like I can trade these three right here. LTBR, CLPS, HJLI. So I can watch those. Kind of bummed out that a lot of those aren't tradable though. I can trade CLSN, so I may watch that one as well. BIOL, ATOS. Let's see. BIOL has no volume to accompany it, though. That's the only problem I see with that one. NVCN. Yeah, NVCN, I've seen this penny stock. It moves a ton. Yeah, it's tough, Salty. Yeah, I mean, CLBS, man, this thing's going crazy. Let's look up the news on some of these to see why they're moving. But yeah, CLBS probably one of the biggest movers in the market. All right, so the first one I'm looking at is obviously going to be CLBS. That one probably has the most volume out of everything today. All right, so CLDS is up about 20%. They had a CD34 cell therapy program, and it received FDA Regenerative Medicine Advanced Therapy designation for treating refractory angina, whatever that is. And so FDA designation for CLBS, that's why it's up. Really interesting to see what this one does at the open. Who knows what it'll do. So yeah, basically won FDA regenerative medicinal advanced therapy status for CLBS, and that's why it's up, which is interesting. We'll see how it acts at the open this morning. Next one I'm looking at is LTBR. So let's see, LTBR is up after it was awarded a U.S. patent. Let's see. So yeah, LTBR was awarded a U.S. patent for metallic nuclear fuel assembly design. So LTBR is a nuclear fuel tech company, and it announced it was awarded that patent from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for its metallic nuclear fuel assembly design. And they have a lot of design advantages and so forth and so on. And so LTBR gapping up from that after it was awarded that patent from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Gapping up about 50 cents or so right now. We'll see if it can hold over 50, how it acts at the open. CLPS making a spike. It doesn't have as much volume as some of these other ones, but a really big spike from 1076 to 1480. We'll see what CLPS can do. We'll see if it has any news out on it to make it act this way. It's been moving a lot the last few days. So yeah, basically CLPS released the chairman's letter to the company's shareholders. That letter ultimately stated that it intends to pursue growth, continued R&D, investment, and development of human capital, improved operational efficiency, and strategic alliances and acquisitions. And so basically, I mean, I think it's somewhat of a puff piece, but they did release that letter stating their intentions to pursue all those things, and so we'll see what CLPS does at the open. I'm a little bit more short biased with it, but this one has such a big range, a lot of movement. It's up, it's almost up exactly $4. It's up about $3.99 right now, and so a really big move. We'll see how this one acts at the open as well. Another one I'm watching, you can see NAKD here. NAKD gapping up from 159 to 725. So another kind of huge, crazy move. Let's see. Ridiculous gap up for this one. All right, so it sounds like NAKD and Brendan Limited, they successfully completed their merger. Let's see. So NAKD is a innovative fashion and lifestyle brand, so a clothing company. And Brendan Limited is an intimate apparel and swimwear company. So yeah, they announced that they completed their previously announced business combination. So basically merger for NAKD. Let's see if it has anything else out on it. Yeah, so they also filed a Form 8K, which is an acquisition or disposition of assets with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. So it sounds like, yeah, it's just part of their merger. So interesting for NAKD. We'll see what that one can do. CLSN's another one I'm watching. Gapping up a small amount. Had a really big day yesterday from 276 to 348. It's sitting at 337 now in pre. So let me see why this one did that big move yesterday. CLSN, bottom right chart is what I'm looking at now. I'm finally back home too. So not really any news out on this one yesterday. I mean, the last news release came out was June 15th or May 15th. Let's see if we can find out why this one was moving. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, it doesn't really have any information about why CLSN is moving like it did. Interesting. We'll see where that one goes today. MBRX is another gapper from 201 to 235. All right, so it sounds like this is a bio drug. It's up 10% in pre-market because it received approval in Poland to start the phase 1 and 2 trial of its bio drug. Yeah, it received approval in Poland to start its phase 1 and 2 clinical trial of anamycin for the treatment of relapsed of refractory acute myeloid leukemia. And so received approval in Poland to start its phase 1 and 2 trials. So interesting for MBRX. Another one I'm looking at, but man, this one has just taken a dive since I last looked at it. Is TOPS. Went all the way up to 135. Just recently dropped all the way back down to 111. So it's pretty close to its closing price. Let me see what this one's doing as well. All right, so it sounds like TOPS, it announced new pre-delivery facility and also improvement on its terms of existing pre-delivery facility. So TOPS it's a shipping company. I remember that. It owns fuel-efficient, quote-unquote, eco-tanker vessels. It transports petroleum for the most part. Today it announced that it has entered into a senior debt facility with a Euro bank. $10.1 million to finance in full. So yeah, basically, this one is kind of a puff piece. It entered into a pre-delivery debt facility, or a senior debt facility, and $2 million to finance in full the remaining 5 pre-delivery installments of MT Eco California. So we'll see what this one does. Honestly, this one's I'm a little clueless on this one, to be honest. But it's somebody saw something they didn't like in TOPS. You can see it's coming all the way back down to 111 now. And watching ASTC, this one's just kind of dropping down some. And I'm also keeping an eye on GEVO, GEVO. Just because it's had such a crazy move. Let's see if they added any of these stocks. I hope they added GEVO. They should have. No. Not GEVO yet. No. Man, they need to get to it. A lot of times they'll add these big movers and they just haven't added them yet. But there's still a lot of options to trade this morning, really. A lot of movers. So I'll find a few to trade, but man, crazy day in the market. A lot of volume, a lot of activity right now. All right, let me catch back up with the chat. Good morning, On, John, TJ, Randy. Fizzle. No, CLBS is not tradable, Fizzle. But I mean, a lot of these other ones are. LTBR is, CLPS, HJLI. They just haven't added CLBS. A lot of times they'll add these stocks, especially if they get enough volume. The biggest thing is they have to have 500,000 shares in volume traded. Yesterday, it doesn't quite look like it hit that. I'll have to find out where I can see how much shares were traded, but it has to have 500,000 shares of volume, usually by midday for them to add it to TradeNet, and they still haven't added this one. Yeah, Mitch, look at all these gappers, man. As I'm saying, even though CLBS isn't tradable, there's still a lot of other ones that are options today, just because so much is gapping up right now with big volume. Mitch, I know you don't trade Wednesdays, but man, this is a pretty voluminous Wednesday right here. Yeah, for sure, Mitch. Good morning, Seven. Good luck, Seven. I hope you kill it, man. Good job, bro. Hope you do well. Good morning, James. NXTD. Yeah, NXTD just needs a little bit more volume. I can trade NXTD if I want to. We'll see if it picks up some volume, but for now it doesn't have the best volume. NIHD, AETI, Conan. They still haven't added AETI. Look, AETI is starting to spike up as well. But man, yeah, check out AETI. I can't trade this one either, unfortunately, but most of the time I can't trade stocks under $2. And the biggest flaw with a lot of these is that they, especially CLBS, is that it started under $2. Yeah, CLBS is up crazy. What's up, dog? Good morning, Joshua. Yeah, I feel you on that, Mitch. Today's kind of one of those days where you kind of have to trade. There's just a lot of options, man. But yeah, look at AETI starting to spike, trying to break that 164 high. Hold on, guys. Alright, my wife is picking me up breakfast. Maybe that'll help. I need it in this market. That's rough, TJ. What I usually do, like if my internet is screwing up, maybe try using your phone's mobile hotspot. I know my phone's mobile hotspot has much better speeds than like sometimes my internet would just be going out, and finally I'm back home, and so I have much better internet at home than I did when I was out on vacation. But maybe try using your phone's mobile hotspot. That's kind of a little trick I found to get around, when my internet's not running well. I just use my phone's hotspot, and it's, usually it's enough for me to at least trade with. Yeah, for sure, Seven. A lot of big volume today in the market. We'll see how today works out. Yesterday was basically break even. We'll see how today goes. But a lot of movement today. LTBR, AETI, HJLI, CLPS, CBLS, FRED, CLSN, NAKD, MBRX, TOPS, ASTC, NEPT. Tons of gappers today. There's just so much plays right now. And so I don't know what's going on today, but something is, because everything is moving right now. GE, General Electric. Yeah, it's just a high float stock that I don't usually trade. Gapping down big, kind of washing out. What's the SPY doing today? SPY is up. Yeah, I think that's tough, Mitch. GE, a lot of people keep that in their portfolio for work, like their 401k and stuff like that. And so the fact that it's getting hit hard is kind of sad. It's down. Let's see. Let's look at the daily chart for GE. Yeah, look at this drop, man. GE's just been getting hit hard this year. It's down. It's down over 50% in the last year, so that's sad to see. Also watching FRED here. Gapping up from 230 to 244. Not the best volume, but it's kind of a small gap that I'm going to watch. And I can trade Fred to FRED. Also watching CLSN. I should be able to resume my watch list videos today as well. But yeah, CLSN at 340, gapping up. Small gap. I can trade CLSN as well. So yeah, there's just a lot of options today. A lot of big movers. So we got a few decent plays to try to take advantage of. See if I could find anything else moving. Stuff's popping up left and right so far. Let's see, MTSL gapping up some. MTSL gapping up from 138 to 154. It's highly unlikely I'll be able to trade this one, just because the volume's so low, and most of the time when the volume is this low on a stock, it's not going to be tradable. Yeah, I can almost tell for sure that one's not going to be tradable. RSLS gapping down some now. It's at 290, gapping down from 324. Cat B gapping down under $1. NAKD going crazy here. HEAR gapping up some as well from 22.33 to 23.19. So this is interesting. We'll see where this one goes. Let's see what else. LPTH getting a little spike here. Not the best volume though. APEN moving some. ATOS. Check out ATOS. It's moving some as well. I don't think I can trade this one, just from previous trying to. Not tradable. SOGO gapping up some from 13.93 to 14.86, almost $1 gap up. TELL had that big gap down yesterday. We'll see how this one acts as well. So yeah, we got a few options today for sure. We'll see how the market acts at the open. STNG gapping up some from 296 to 310. Not the best volume, but it is tradable, so we'll see. All right, so I'm finally back home. Definitely excited to be back. Definitely excited to be back with my two monitors. I can actually see much more in the market right now, so really excited to have my two monitors back and be on my regular desktop computer. PRTA had a big massive spike up to 18 and then it dropped all the way back down to break even. Yeah, the volume's crazy today. Yeah, I'm definitely watching CLPS as well. So dip back down to the VWAP is what you're looking for. Yeah, I'm definitely watching that one too. Looking at HJLI maybe for a VWAP test and rejection under 550 and then down to maybe 5 or around the closing price at 460 right here is where I'm kind of looking for HJLI. CLSN, you know, it's a small gap, but it had a big move yesterday. I could go either long or short with this one as well. Gonna kind of keep an eye on it to see where it goes. Gonna let it calm down some, but watching that as well. D Champion. TVIX Jeffrey. Man, look at the TVIX. This is a split. So apparently they did a reverse split on the TVIX. It has to be a split. The TVIX was down to single digits. Let me look this up. The TVIX had to have a split recently. Good morning, Digital. What's up, man? Yeah, so basically, Credit Suisse AG announced a reverse split of VIIZ and TVIX on the 31st of May. So a few weeks ago, they announced a reverse split, and so that's ultimately what went on with the TVIX. It's just a reverse split, making the price a little bit higher. They also did a reverse split on VIIZ. But if you want a cheaper one, you can look at UVXY. It's essentially the same thing as the TVIX. It does exactly the same. Like if you look at UVXY's chart and then TVIX's chart, extremely similar, almost exactly the same. And so, yeah, TVIX, UVXY, and then you can look at TVIX, exactly the same chart. And so if you want a cheaper option, you can look at UVXY. It's the same thing, essentially. It's at $10.34. So that's interesting to see as well. I didn't realize they did a reverse split on TVIX. So these are probably my 4 biggest watches that I can trade on TradeNet. LTBR, it's at $1.56. HJLI at $5.10. CLSN at $3.40. And CLPS at $14.56. EGY. I know I looked at EGY once this morning already. I mean, yeah, I'm going to watch EGY. It's gapping up enough to watch it. Gapping up from 252 to 270. I don't know which way it's going to go, obviously, but it's enough to watch it if I can trade it. Yeah, I can't trade it, but it's enough for me to watch it if I could, you know. OLED. Yeah, just don't force trades, dog. I'm not saying you force that trade. I'm saying a lot of times when you have FOMO, I have it all the time. A lot of times when I have FOMO, I try to force trades after that. So just stay patient. You'll find your setup, bro. Don't worry about it, man. You'll bounce back. Good morning, Digital. OLED, I mean, we'll see. Went down to 85.20 yesterday. It's back up to 88.40 above the VWAP. We'll see how this one does. A little bit too expensive for my tastes. Yeah, no worries, Jeffrey. And Corey. Which one are you talking about, Kingman? Yeah, no worries, brother. Alright, so market opens up in about 9 minutes. We got a lot of decent options today, a lot of volume. Kind of like Mitch, I'm a little bit more hesitant on Wednesdays just because the volume's usually not that good. But today the volume's really nice. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, my wife brought me some food and some orange juice. But yeah, there's a lot of options today. CLSN, HJLI, LTBR, and CLPS being my 4 biggest watches. But if you're on a different broker than me, I'm on TradeNet. Some of these aren't tradable. There's also NAKD up from 159 to 724. There is TOPS, which is kind of acting crazy, up from 106 to 116, but it went as high as 135. MBRX, you can see gapping up from 201 to 240. And obviously CLBS, which is probably the biggest mover in this market, up from 661 to 1130. Actually, I think the NAKD move was a much bigger percentage move than CLBS, but you can see a lot of people are watching CLBS for sure. Appreciate that, D Champion. Appreciate the $5 super chat, man. That's awesome, brother. Appreciate it. Shout out to D Champion for the $5 super chat. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. So yeah, a lot of decent options today. Hopefully we can all make some money. It's Sonic 7. It's Sonic. If you want to know exactly what I got from Sonic, it is a very unhealthy breakfast, but I'm starving right now. We just got back from vacation, so our house doesn't have any food. I got a bacon, egg, and cheese toaster and a large Senna snack with the orange juice. You know, my orange juice is healthy. Good morning, outsiders. Yeah, that's probably a smart thing to do, Tony. Day trading and trading in general is all about account preservation. Naturally, you want to pull some gains out of there, but you got to preserve your account as well. So, kind of a good mentality to have. Oh, sorry, D Champion. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. I'll have to add it to my dono goal on here, but I really appreciate it, Dana. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. It's awesome. Yeah, Sonic is fire, man. You can't hate on Sonic. Good morning, Fang. Yeah, Sonic. I don't know where Sonic went, man. I haven't seen Sonic in the last day or two. He was the friendly troll. I kind of liked him here because he brought a little bit of. He kind of broke the ice, brought a little bit of humor. I know you have beef with him, dog, so just don't hurt him too much, man. Yeah, appreciate it, Dana. That's awesome. Yeah, sorry. A lot of times I'll say man or bro or whatever after I talk, just out of habit. Most traders are guys, statistically speaking. But we have a few girls in here. We have Tiny Traders, Tiny Trader, and NYC are both ladies, and so we do have a few in here. Who's Sonic? Yeah, he might be hiding from you, dog. You might want to go check that out, man. But yeah, we got 4 or 5 minutes left until the open. A lot of options, like I said. Kind of excited for today. I just got to take it slow, wait for good setups. Looking for a VWAP test and HJLI, like I said. Gonna let it calm down a little bit at the open, though. Let's see if I can find anything else before the open. There's also AETI. I can't trade this one, but AETI. Gapping up from 113 to 152. But yeah, I really wish I could trade CLBS. Out of everything that I see moving, NAKD and CLBS are the two that I really wish I could trade. Like I said, I'm going to be depositing some money into Webull and trying to start kind of swinging on Webull some, since it does offer pre-market and after-hours trading with 0 commissions. And so that's something I'm going to be using. I just got to find there has to be some type of adapter to where, since it's just a smartphone app, to where I can put it on my desktop so you guys can watch me trade on there as well. But yeah, 3 minutes, guys. All right, so sorry guys, I had to take some bites of my sandwich. We got 1 minute left until the open. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully we can get into some good setups today. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, I think so, Jeffrey. Oh, I don't know about the kind of the key sizing level. I still have to do that. Sorry, brother. I've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks, so it's been a long trip, man. I'm just happy to be home now. I'll try to get that out, though. Oh, yeah, for sure, 7. Good morning, Baron. What's up, man? Good morning, bro. All right, guys, we got 5 seconds, so good luck. Market's about to open up now. There's the bell. All right, so LTBR dropping down some under the $0.50 of 150. It's at 143. You can see HJLI pushing back up to 535. CLPS dropping down to 1425. Just dropped under the VWAP. It's at 14 now. Gotta let the market calm down some like I always do. Down to 1358. Big drop in CLPS. A big drop in NAKD as well. It's down to 620 from 8. CLPS still steady falling. It's at 1350s. It's back up to 14 for a split second. At least the ask was. The ask is a crazy spread on this stock, though. It's about a 50-cent spread right now on CLPS. So bouncing back, we'll see if it tests that VWAP area. Spreads get a little bit better for CLPS. HJLI is not moving as much as I thought it would. FRED is failing here. It's down to 228 now. So it's washing out pretty strong here. There's a bounce back to the VWAP test on CLPS. Same thing with LTBR, kind of bouncing back to that $0.50, testing it as well. GEVO crash. Let's see, CLBS washing out some. GEVO crashing down some. So kind of looking for a VWAP test in CLPS. I just don't know the share size I should take with this one. Thinking 50 shares right now just because it has such a big range. Gonna give it some time first. VSTM, HMNY. HMNY is all the way down to 30 cents now, isn't it? This one used to be $15, $16. Yeah, HMNY pushing up some. Gotta trust my instincts here. Thought this was a really nice VWAP test. CLPS is all the way back down to the lows. And VSTM making a run here. I doubt they added VSTM, but we can check. They did. So they added VSTM. VSTM is tradable now. And so keeping an eye on this one. LTBR, going to look for a break of these lows and then a bounce. See how that works out for me. But yeah, I gotta trust my instincts a little bit more. Called this one out on CLPS. Pushed up to test the VWAP. Now it's breaking the lows. Same thing with LTBR. They're doing very similar moves. HJLI. CLBS apparently is going crazy here. Up to 1121. KIN pushing up some. APEN maybe starting to wash. ADOM starting to run. It's at 153, testing the $0.50. ASTC testing around the low of pre-market. JRSH. JRSH starting to push up some. Yeah, NEPT starting to run some, trying to break the high of pre-market. Watching VSTM here, this one had a really good day yesterday for the most part. Not a good day, but it's up from yesterday, so keeping an eye on this one as well. There goes LTBR. I was really considering getting in. It broke the lows of the day and then held that area as resistance. And so unfortunately, I think I missed my entry a little bit too quickly with this one. But it's dropping down to 130s. VSTM, big pullback here, breaking underneath the VWAP. May start to focus on this one now, VSTM. Down to 128. Up to 890 on VSTM. Looking to short it here. Tested the VWAP. It's broken back down. I want to see a break underneath the VWAP. You can see NEPT starting to run here. HJLI. It had that VWAP test, but still watching VSTM pretty close. Starting to run up. Almost shorted it here, so I'm glad I didn't. ARDM. VSTM pushing all the way back to the whole $1.09. Glad I didn't jump in that one. CLSN breaking the lows here. Should have a lot of support around here. FNJN. Look at FNJN, guys. FNJN going crazy here. Up to 315 now on FNJN. Not tradable, unfortunately. Might be a double top for VSTM. We'll see how it acts here. It's back up to those highs. HLJI sitting right around 5. Alright, so there's the drop I was kind of looking for with VSTM here. Really what I'm looking for is a bounce underneath the VWAP and then a VWAP test for this one. HMNY coming all the way back down. I'm probably not going to short a stock this expensive or this cheap though. It's a 30-cent stock, HMNY. I usually just don't like shorting those. I appreciate the hub, Hitish. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. All right, so HJLI breaking under the whole dollar of 5. It's at 4.95 now. The ask is still right at 5, so I want to see both the bid and the ask under it. OBSV. CRON7. Yeah, CRON making a spike here. Nice little washout long up to 728 now. High is 740. CLPS getting right around these lows here. The VWAP is just well above it, and so for that reason, I think it will bounce back to the VWAP maybe, but maybe not. It's dropping down to 1260 for that low of the day test. CLSN looking somewhat weak here. Good morning, the best. What's up, man? CLSN bouncing back to test that VWAP area. That's usually my go-to setup. Let me maybe get in this one. Well, I was trying to jump in CLSN. I don't know if my order's still there or not. No, never was filled. Ugh, frustrating. Was trying to jump in CLSN here for that VWAP rejection. You can see LTBR testing these lows again. Spread's a little tricky on CLSN here. See if we can get a little bit higher bounce up to around the VWAP. LTBR breaking under the lows here is at 126, 125, 124. NVCN. Yeah, I usually don't like messing with cheap stocks this cheap. Cheap stocks this cheap. I usually don't like messing with stocks this cheap, specifically shorting them. I don't mind going long with stocks this cheap, but with stocks, but I really don't like shorting them just because I think that's a little bit more inherently risky. A lot of times these can go supernova on you, and so I just don't want to get stuck in that. CRON coming all the way back down here. Alright, so CLSN getting closer to that VWAP point. The spread's kind of gnarly on this one though, 4-cent spread. NAKD. Yeah, I can't trade NAKD unfortunately, but look at CRON. Look at CRON here. All the way back down to the lows. Alright, so I'm in CLSN here with 100 shares. Looking for it to get rejected at this VWAP and then head back down. I'll give it a little bit of time here. CLSN is just frozen. Let's see if it comes back down. The problem is the volume's a little low. The bid's getting lower. The ask is staying right there at 326. Alright, so LTBR continues this wash. It's down to 123. CRON bouncing off of the lows here is back up to the VWAP at 722. I might exit CLSN here. I'm just not trusting it as much. It's just very slow and just kind of no volume with CLSN. It's down to 323. But like I said, the volume's just pretty low on CLSN. I can comfortably set my exit for the VWAP area, but it's starting to drop. We'll see if we can get that move down I'm looking for. CLPS starting to bounce back up to 1328. No, I think NACD was a merger, Mitch. NACD merged with another. It merged with another company. Spread's getting worse on CLSN. CPLS starting to bounce back some here. CPLS up to 1342, bouncing back, testing that $0.50. There's the drop I was looking for with CLSN. I'm going to go ahead and get out here. The reason I'm out of this trade so quickly is just because the volume's just not like I want it to. And I mean, it could obviously continue dropping here, but the volume's just so low, it's just inherently risky. Just because any decent sized position can make this stock move in a big substantial way. And so I just got out for a safe small gain on CLSN. I just didn't like it. Just not enough volume. I'm holding it for too long. And it's just not making a move like I wanted it to. So I'll take that little gain on this one and just be done with it and just move on to something else. Have a little bit of cushion on the day. CLPS testing that VWAP area now. don't know, man. CLPS, we'll see. CRON had a nice VWAP test. That's really kind of what I was looking for. Didn't take advantage of it, but kind of one of my setups right there. Nice, Tiny. NAKD halted. Yeah, I keep hearing people talking about NAKD. Let's take a look at it. NAKD halted on the way up. Washout long halt. Let's back up. I got halted at 820 right now. Really nice washout long setup for NAKD. Unfortunately, I can't trade it. This is a merger, so a lot of people watching this one. Just a crazy move here from 165, and it kind of trapped shorts here. Like this is, it just kind of trapped shorts is what happened with it. But yeah, nice trade. Nice trade, Tiny. Nice trade. You're doing well, man. You're doing well. Sorry for saying man, but you're doing well. You had a good day yesterday as well. So keep at it. You're getting better. No, CLBS isn't tradable, Jeremy. Oh, CLBS is tradable. So see, this is the thing about TradeNet. They actually added CLBS, which is nice. I wish they would have added it for the open, but you can trade. If you're on TradeNet, you can trade CLBS now. I wish I could have gotten in for this 1050 entry, but man, look at CLSN. I guess I should have held. But the volume's just so low. I'm not upset about getting out of it just because it's inherently risky holding a stock with this low of volume. Just because, like I said, any trader, any institutional trader, or anybody that takes any decent sized position can make this stock move so much. I'm assuming the float is pretty low for CLSN. And so for me holding it was a little bit too risky for me. And, I just had to take profits when I could. But yeah, CLBS is in fact tradable on TradeNet as of this point. They did add this one, which is good to see. Like I said, a lot of the times TradeNet will add big moving stocks. Like if the stock has a lot of volume and it's not previously tradable, they'll do their best to add it, and so you can trade it. I missed out on about another 10 cents on CLSN, but like I said, I'm not too upset with it just because I think it's inherently risky holding a stock with that low of volume. And when I was in it and when I exited the trade, the volume was still pretty low. Keith, so I'm using TradeNet, and so TradeNet is kind of like a prop firm. Go check out my channel. I do have a review on them. But basically what they do is you pay for a package, and with that package you get a day trading course and a funded account. And so I paid for the intro package. It costs $500, and with that I get a funded account of $14,000 in buying power. So I have $14K in buying power when I get started. I have a max loss of $700, and so if I get below $13,300, they close my account down, and any profits over that original $14,000 in buying power they give you, there's a 70-30 profit split. So I keep 70% of my gains and they keep 30%, but it's only over that $14,000 in buying power. If you're under that original $14,000, if you haven't profited yet, they don't take that 70-30 out. It's only profit over the $14K. And so I essentially have a $14,000 funded account, but I paid $500 to be able to trade with it, and there is a profit split. Robinhood NYC. Let me check. I can check my phone, see how Robinhood's acting for me. But yeah, they did add CLBS, so you can trade that one on TradeNet. I don't really like it right now. I like this VWAP test up to this VWAP right here when it bounced up to 1060. That's about the best entry I like for that one. I'm slowly liking those VWAP bounces back more and more. I think they're definitely a plausible strategy. You can see another one here. It's only a 10 cent, window for CRON, but when the stock only has 40 cents, a 40-cent range, a 10-cent gain is pretty decent. You can see it bounced to the VWAP and then dropped back down. So that one's interesting as well. I'm checking Robinhood for you now, NYC. I mean, just from what I'm seeing, it's not too bad. Like, Robinhood's working well for me, I think. All right, so CLPS is back here, back up to 1436. No, so there's no PDT rule on TradeNet, Danny. Just because it's CFD trading, which is contract for difference. But yeah, I can trade as much as I want on TradeNet. I usually trade at least once a day, 5 days a week, unless I really just don't see anything I like. But you can see CRON testing these lows here. It's at 706 now. NAKD halted again. That's crazy. But yeah, CLPS testing the highs of the day here. Getting rejected there now, but really decent move on CLPS. What was it? NAKD halted again. Man, this thing's starting to go supernova, guys. I'd be careful with it at this point, but we'll see how high NAKD can go. Really crazy move there. Nice, dog. Congrats, bro. Good trade, man. I told you you'd bounce back. Yeah, NAKD up to 998 and halted again. And so crazy move on that one. So I know TradeNet added CLBS. Let's see if they added ASTC. No. What about GVO? No. Well, they added CLBS, so I can't complain too much, I guess. Which one, Bitcoin? Which one did you qualify for? AETI. Yeah, kind of kicking myself for not holding CLSN, but I know I said it over and over, but the volume was just too low for this one. Really nice move. This is what I was looking for. Got out at about 315 right here, so I took most of this big move, but definitely dropped a little bit lower to test 3. AETI bouncing back here, breaking over the VWAP. Hey Danny, if you bought seconds before the halt, man, I hope it pushes up nicely for you, brother. Just be careful. A lot of times when a stock gets halted and then it resumes, if you think about the psychology behind it, everybody that got into the position before the halt, once the halt resumes, a lot of the time they just start selling because they want to get out of it before it gets halted again. And so it could drop when it gets resumed, or it could gap up. But many times it'll gap up at least before it drops. And so this is all just my personal opinion, not liable for any losses you take doing it. But that's just my kind of mentality with it. But everybody has to find their own style. But like I said, I hope it pushes up really nicely for you, man. Yeah, exactly, TJ. If you look at the level 2 and the price completely stops moving, that's when it's halted. Like, if you just look at the chart and you see the stock completely stop moving, like NAKD's been at 998 for like 20 minutes or for like 5 minutes or so now. And so that's how you can ultimately tell it's halted when the price stops moving. It's a circuit breaker halt usually. Right, usually, yeah, it's not always the case, Salty, but most of the time, if a stock gets halted on the way up, it gaps up, a decent amount. And then a lot of times it'll actually come back down and fill that gap. And so if the stock's moving up and gets halted, most of the time, at least in my opinion, it will gap up a little bit when it resumes. And if the stock's moving down, kind of vice versa, it will gap down most of the time. It's not always. Trading isn't an exact science, but hopefully it gaps up for you. Sean. See, I don't know. I've looked at a lot of times in the past year, and I always say it looks like a good short, but this thing has just continued to push up. Like I remember, let me see. I'll try to look at the daily chart. ASTC, if you could trade ASTC, it's breaking under the lows, by the way. But yeah, I was watching right here in this move, and I always thought it looked like a good short, and it just kind of continued pushing up. And so for that reason, I'm very, very hesitant and skeptical to short just because it usually just keeps moving up, even though it looks bad. So NAKD resumed. It actually gapped down some. That's tough. And that's, like I said, it's not always an exact science. I think it bounced. It got halted right here at 10. And so we'll see where it goes. A lot of people are going to start jumping out of it now. It could start squeezing it down, I'm assuming. CLPS breaking under the lows again, under 950. It's at 936 now. And like I said, ASTC breaking under those lows as well. Oh yeah, for sure, Bitcoin. If you're interested in trading it, I have a link. I think I have a link right now that will get you. It's either 10% or 20% off. I think I can get it. I think my link gives you the TradeNet package for $3.99 now. So if you're interested in it, let me know. I'll send you that link. I have a few reviews on there. TradeNet's not perfect for sure. The biggest problem TradeNet has is that a lot of these cheap stocks are not tradable on there. So like for instance, in the last week, GEVO isn't tradable, ASTC isn't tradable, and so that's the biggest flaw in TradeNet in my opinion. If you can get past that, I think it's a good broker, nice platform, really quick fills since it's CFD trading. But like I said, a lot of times, especially cheap penny stocks are not tradable. It all just depends on how much volume they've had in the last few months. Yeah, NAKD broke up to 1024. A lot of upwicks and downwicks, a huge range in the last few candles here. You can see it has a range from 1024 all the way down to 813. So over $2 range in the last few candles. And so we'll see what happens with it. Very, very risky trade at this point, though, in my opinion. But yeah, if you want to email me about it, Bitcoin, email me at beginnertrading@gmail.com. Oh yeah, sure, Fizzle. Here, let me get it real quick. I can put it in the chat. Give me a second. Fizzle, message me on Facebook or Twitter, and I'll send it to you. Or I think you can message people on YouTube now. If there's a way to message me on YouTube, I can send it that route. Or really, if you want to do it, Fizzle, make a comment on this video. Like in the comment section, comment on one of my latest videos, and I'll find it and send you the link. CLBS starting to drop down to 917. I appreciate the sub, Todd's. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, so we'll see how. This is really kind of my go-to setup here. I'm bummed out they just now added CLBS. If you followed me for any significant amount of time, one of my favorite setups is shorting overextended gap ups, and you can see CLBS was definitely overextended. And I like shorting them my style has changed a little bit. I like shorting them on this VWAP test right here as opposed to low of the day breaks. But kind of bummed out they just now added it to TradeNet. Tyler, for sure. I'm definitely a short bias trader. I definitely like shorting more than I like going long. But in the past I've gone long a lot, so I have experience with both. I have very kind of specific strategies for both. My favorite long setups are washout longs. Let me see if I can find one. NAKD is kind of an example. When the stock drops at first at the open, not a huge amount, but when the stock drops a small amount at the open and then breaks the high of the day, some people call it a red to green move. That's usually my favorite long setup. Another one is a 1 minute pullback. So I wait for that first 1 minute candle after a big move up. Now that first 1 minute red candle, and then I get in when it breaks the highs of the day. I have a few videos on those setups. I'll try to post the link in the chat as well. Okay, for sure. I'll send you the link, Fizzle. All right, so CLBS still dropping down to 905. NAKD, is it halted? It looks like it is. So NAKD halted on the way down this time, guys. Yeah, appreciate the support, James. But yeah, if you want to know how I trade long setups, let me try to find it. Give me a second. I'll try to find it. I kind of have a video. My most popular video about this is called How I Trade the Open. And so it's probably my most popular video about long setups. I'll post the link really quick right here. Yeah, so this is my video on my long setups right here. What's up, Atheon? What's up, brother? This is my video on how I trade the open. It's basically my long setups. And so if you want to kind of see my style with trading longs, watch that video I just posted in the description. Or in the comments, in the chat. That's kind of my go-to video on how I trade long setups at the open. But as I've kind of matured as a trader, I've kind of gone a little bit away from long setups as much. And I much prefer shorting stocks. But every trader is different. Just because I think panic is a lot stronger of an emotion than hope is. And so when people start to panic in a stock, it makes it drop much faster than hope will ultimately make it push up. And like I said, this is all just my opinion. Every trader is different. What's up, Cool? What's up, brother? Yeah, CLPS, I kind of like that one for a short play. We'll see, though. It needs to hold under that VWAP, and especially under 14. I'm starting to think CLBS might bounce some here. Maybe up to this 950 level. But yeah, we'll see what happens with NAKD. Isn't this the fourth halt on it today? And it's a gapping down halt, so very scary. But yeah, only gotten in one trade thus far. Only took an 8-cent gain, but the move was only the move was only about a 20-cent gain, so I got almost half of the move on CLSN. I wish I would have held it a little bit longer, obviously, but Not too upset. I got out with a profit. Oh, it's the third halt, Patrick. Appreciate it. Still scary though, you know. Yeah, Atheon, man, if you're still listening, brother, sorry I haven't responded to your text. I literally just got back home last night, and so I just crashed last night and passed out, man. Um, it's been a long trip. I haven't been home in 2 weeks. I just got home yesterday. I'm finally on my bigger computer. And so sorry I hadn't responded to your text, Atheon. It's just been a long few weeks. Dealing with a 4-year-old on vacation is not really too fun. So nice, Mitch. Nice, brother. That's awesome. Awesome percentage gain, man. Congrats, dude. Really nice gain. VIVE, Atheon. Or Todd. I'm just going to call you Todd, Atheon. All right, so CLBS, like I said, I thought it was due for a bounce on CLBS. It's up about 25 cents since then. HJLI. Starting to kind of wash here. Doesn't have a lot of room though. Maybe down to 469, 470 for HJLI. See, there's the bounce. Pretty much called this one on the nose here for CLBS. Yeah, for sure, Joshua. It's been a long trip, bro. Um, just hectic, man. You know, my son, he's 4, but he's a boy, and so it's just constant chaos with him. And you know, now he's home in his room. He's in daycare now, and so I can kind of take a rest today. Once the stream ends, I'll probably sleep. Yeah, the volume's pretty low on VIVE. Yeah, see, there's the bounce. Let's see how right I was for CLBS. I think I said it may bounce up to 950, and it's at 941 now. So I was pretty close. So NAKD has not resumed yet. When was this one halted? Look at NAKD. It still hasn't resumed here. It was halted at 9:04. It's 9:11, and so I'm thinking it may be a 10-minute halt, you know, or let's see how close I was for CLBS. Up to 9:46, so 4 cent. I was only 4 cents away from calling it exactly on CLBS. Yeah, at NYC. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's funny. I told my wife about that. My wife laughed yesterday. Yesterday, my son bursted in the room and said, "Daddy, I want grapes." And so I said, "Go ask your mom, and she'll get you some." I was streaming at the time. And so about a minute later, my son comes in the room, bawling, crying. And I said, "What's wrong, buddy? What's wrong?" And he said, "Mama said I couldn't have grapes. I can only have applesauce." You know? I call him Mr. Drama. That's my name for my son. I call him Mr. Drama. He hates it, but he laughs at it too. Because that's what he is. He's Mr. Drama, man. The dude's always fussing about something. So whoever said, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Kitty, said CLPS looks like a good short. Really nice rejection under the VWAP there. Baron, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I'm really not a fundamental investor at all. I'm more of a short-term active day trader. And so with regard to dividends, I'm not 100% sure. You want to ultimately ask, most likely ask your broker is probably the best person to ask about that. Just like I said, I really wouldn't know. I'm more of a day trader than an investor. And so dividends are kind of an investor thing. And so I just don't want to give you the wrong answer just because I don't really know exactly, if you would or not. Right. Yeah, I call him Bud. Yeah, Bud's kind of the most common nickname I use. But if he's starting to fuss, I'll be like, "Hey, Mr. Drama, cut it out." And he'll go, "I'm not Mr. Drama," you know. All right, so now it's 9:14. If NAKD was going to get resumed, it would be, within the next minute or so. If it doesn't resume here, we'll see what happens. Kind of scary. But at this point, it's been 10 minutes since it was halted previously. So there goes CLBS touching 950. I appreciate the sub, Raphael. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, so there's the resumption on NAKD. Kind of like I thought. It was a 10-minute halt. And it's gapping down more. It's at 782 now, 766, and it's moving quickly. So who knows what NAKD will do here. I'm definitely not going to toy with it and mess with it. Just too unpredictable right now. Hey, $80 is good, Sonic. Congrats, brother. Later, Mitch. Good to see you back, brother. See you tomorrow, hopefully, man. Nice trades today, man. Jeff Scratch. I use TradeNet. So TradeNet, it's kind of like a prop firm. I pay $500. I get a day trading course, and I get a funded account. With the package I bought, it's a $14,000 account with a $700 max loss. And so if I go over $700 in losses from the initial equity point, so if basically the max loss on a TradeNet intro account is $13,300, if you go under that, they close your account down. Any profit over $14K is a 70-30 profit split. So I keep 70, they keep 30. AETI. I know a lot of people are talking about AETI. But yeah, sometimes I got to trust my trade ideas. I called CLBS right on the nose here. Right around $9, I said I think it will bounce up to $9.50. And look at this. It bounced exactly up to $9.50. Just looking at this, I think it's crazy when people say technical analysis doesn't work and that it's all random. Because the chances of me calling this exact move right down to the cent is pretty low. And so I think it's funny when people say technical analysis doesn't work. It obviously does. Some days are better than others, but I got to trust my trade ideas a little bit more. All right, so we'll see what happens. Kind of a crazy day in the market. A lot of crazy movers. We'll see how tomorrow looks. It's kind of been a pretty voluminous day thus far in the market. AETI bouncing back to 168 too. But they did add CLBS, so I'm going to watch this one overnight as well to see how that one responds to all this craziness. HJLI is another one I'm still kind of keeping an eye on. It's dropping down, really under 460 is where I'm watching this one, maybe for a short under 450. So we'll see what this one does. NBRX ended up failing at the open as well. There's another one of those VWAP tests I always talk about, up to 234. So yeah, I'm starting to kind of fall in love with that VWAP test. The biggest thing is I got to notice the trend has to work. The trend has to follow through with the VWAP test though. I appreciate the sub questions. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. My theory on that, Salty, is that a large majority of traders lose, and so I think they just pay out the winners and they keep the profit. They keep the account on the ones that lose. It's actually not TradeNet. It's actually, so the fully funded account comes from TEFS, TEFS. Like if you look at the top left of my screen and you look at my trading window, it's TEFS Trader, TEFS. It's actually Colmex's platform. But TEFS is ultimately the ones that fund your account. TradeNet just supplies you with the day trading course, and TEFS supplies you with the account. But like I said, I think most traders lose, and so they keep the profits from the traders that lose. And then the ones that actually are profitable, they kind of reverse it and, share the profits with the ones that are profitable for the most part, I think. All right, so CLBS bounced up to 950. It's up to 967. Would have been a beautiful trade. I just didn't take advantage of it. HJLI here starting to drop down to that 468 level I was talking about. If it drops under 850, it looks really interesting here. The low of the past 2 days is 460. 450 is what I meant. The low of the last few days is at 460. So if it breaks under those lows, it may have some room. Let's look at the daily chart here. It's a pretty new stock. If it drops under 450, it's got some room only to 436. So I don't like it as much. Got some support underneath it. It's just a theory though, Salty. I don't know for sure. But that would make the most sense in my mind. And you got to understand, most brokers do that. I know SureTrader, for instance. Takes the other side of your trades. And you can't really be upset that they do. Because if you think about it, if 90% of traders fail, that's a pretty safe bet to take the other side of the trade. And that's ultimately why SureTrader has so many shorts available. Is because they take the opposing side, and they're the ones that ultimately loan you those shares for shorts. And so I know a lot of people say SureTrader has great shorts. They have a lot of short opportunities, and that's true. But the reason it's true is because they take the opposing side. And I can't, like I said, a lot of brokers do that. I can't really get mad at any of them for it because it's a pretty safe bet if 90% of traders fail. You know what I mean? All right, guys, but market's kind of starting to slow down a little bit. Kind of a crazy day. I'm gonna join back in Power Hour maybe do a stream in Power Hour today. Not 100% sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream down for now. If you haven't already, I day trade live every weekday morning, and so if you want to join us tomorrow, that would be awesome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I day trade my small accounts live from about 8:45 a.m. until about 10:15, 10:30 market time. And so if you want to watch me trade live again, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want to do me a favor and help support this channel, click the like button right now in this video. I definitely appreciate the support, and clicking that like button does help support it, so I appreciate it if you do. A small green day. A lot of action in the market today, but I took a decent move on CLSN. Maybe should have used bigger share size. That's the only thing I can really see. And I maybe got a little bit hesitant on my CLBS rebound here that I called out. So still got to work on a few things, but green is green today. I'll take that. Good luck for the rest of the day, guys. I think Mitch should be streaming now. Mitch, let me know if you're streaming. I'll go ahead and post the link in here so everybody can go check out Mitch. Oh, I'm not. I'm going to do that right now, Fizzle. I'm going to go right to that now. So right after the stream ends, I'll send you that link. Yeah, no problem, Atheon. No problem, brother. I'll try to get back to you in text after the stream's over as well. But yeah, I think Mitch is going to be streaming today. Appreciate it, James. You too, brother. Let me see. I'm trying to find Mitch. Mitch usually streams after this. Yeah, no worries, Fizzle. Yeah, I'm waiting for Mitch. A lot of times Mitch will stream his TradeNet trading after I'm done. Oh, so okay. Mitch is done for the day, guys. So No stream for him today. But yeah, guys, see y'all later. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see me trade tomorrow. Good luck for the rest of the day. I'll try to do a power hour stream today. I haven't done one in a while, but I'm not 100% sure. And so I'll let you guys know. But yeah, guys, good luck. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.